Are we seeing a potential bullish setup for altcoins? That's what we're going to talk about right here, right now. All right, good morning and good evening, crypto astronauts, depending on where you're tuning in from in this beautiful world. And welcome back to the Bitcoin and crypto paradise. I'll pop up the video here. There I am. This is not financial or investment advice. None of this content is investment advice. It's intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Now let's take a look at this chart. This is the altcoins. These are all of the altcoins excluding the top 10. And this is what we saw back in December 2017. And we could be seeing a similar setup right now. So this is what we saw is, you know, we were heading up here, up. Everyone's getting excited. We see a correction. We head up here, and then we see a big dump. Probably maximum fear in the markets right there. Then the markets tend to head back up again because it has this green bar. But then there was a second dump before it recovered back up. And then markets the next few days started to head back up. And then they just kind of traded sideways in a range there. All right. And then they headed up for another leg up. Okay, so if we zoom out, it looked like this. Already altcoins had gone up pretty far. They got that major correction there. And then they headed up again. All right, now then they did correct back down. And that was it. So then we go to where we are at today. Could we be in a similar scenario where we have headed back up? We get a big scare, you know, like we saw here the last few days, where we first got this, you know, major candle down here. We came way down here. A lot of fear in the markets. Started to head up, and then we had this the second major crash. And what did we also get with this major crash here on the 14th was all this news narratives about the WAR in the Middle East. All right, so we got the news narrative. Typically, I mean, not every time, but many times when we get the news narrative, sometimes that means the bottom is in. And I don't know if that's due to a coincidence or it's pre-planned. I can't give you an answer on that, but that just tends to happen in the markets. Just like when we had like the FTX collapse, marking basically the bottom of the crypto markets, things of that nature, or Elon Musk, you know, buying Bitcoin at nearly the market euphoria or nearly the peak of Bitcoin. Typically we get those narratives and major shifts in the market. So we did get that narrative, and what's happening now, we could be. I can't say it's guaranteed. Let's look at the daily chart. If everything goes well, we are, you know, we got this major correction, and then hopefully this is a higher low. Now that would mean if we get that higher low, then, you know, if this is the higher low here, then we could continue stair-stepping upwards. Maybe we pause out for a bit before heading up again. That's just what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And I am live, so let me know if you have any questions. Type it in the chat box. This is the altcoin market. Let's take a look at Solana. Who's invested in Solana? Let me know in the comments below. Just for fun. Solana, you know, we got this dump down to about 120. Then we headed back up. And could this be a higher low here around 130? If that's a higher low, then we could be continuing to stair step upwards and something like that. All right. Now, the worst case scenario would be that we just kind of fall off like that. And in that case, that would mean that this analysis is incorrect. And if something like that happened, there'd probably be some sort of a black swan event, most likely, gray swan event. Who knows? So if we fall below, you know, 120 for Solana, then we might be heading down further, maybe even below 100. But in the meantime, if we continue stair stepping up, then I think this is looking pretty bullish. I'm putting my money where my mouth is, so I've been buying all through these areas. I've been buying, as that is the strategy I set up for myself. All right, we got a little alert here. I'm going to turn this off so we don't get annoyed by that. But this is happening live, guys. This is an alert I set for Bitcoin to alert me if we could be heading down lower. So, I mean, things are a bit on edge right now, but that could be, I'm thinking, typically when things are on edge, it can be the best time to buy. That's what I'm doing. Because typically I want to be buying at the lows, at least in this particular range, and then selling when it goes up higher. Now, I'm not necessarily thinking Bitcoin's going to be going up that much further. However, Bitcoin tends to prove me wrong time and time again. So I'm focusing more on altcoins right now, because I think they might have more upside potential, but of course it goes along with a lot more risk as well. So, I mean, if all goes to plan, Bitcoin needs to hold this level, probably 61,000, or at least probably it needs to hold 60K, I would imagine, to validate that we're going to continue stair stepping back upwards again, like that. And in that case, I would be planning for a altcoin run, another altcoin run. If we're going up like this, for the altcoins to pump, as that's what we saw in 2021, where Bitcoin was kind of in a range for a while, and when it was heading towards the end of its range, the altcoins pumped. All right. What else shall we discuss? Okay, now this is really, really interesting and exciting, in my opinion, as I've been talking about this daily exchange volume in my last few videos. If we look through historically for Bitcoin, we right when the exchange volume got to this peak here, this is, if you look at the date, it's January 13th. That was a day after the Bitcoin ETF approval, where we got that peak in the market, and then daily exchange volume just fell down. What happened when the daily exchange volume fell down is Bitcoin kind of paused out in terms of its price. I believe in the 40,000s. I think it dropped to 39, 38,000 at that time, if my memory is correct. Then what happened in February, we then started heading up. So the exchange volume went up, the price of Bitcoin went up. Then the exchange volume went up even higher, and the Bitcoin got a new all-time high. Then when exchange volume started rapidly declining, we got a dump with Bitcoin, and a major dump. Really at the bottom here, we got a major dump with the altcoins. Before, here's the interesting part, look at this pump right here. We get this massive pump. that could be good news, guys. Could that mean that the crypto is going to pump up here? All right, that's what happened back in, well, really February. Once it started pumping up, it just kept going up. All right, now, if this continues to head upwards, very good news. We could get a really nice altcoin run. If this is just a fake out and it just falls off a cliff after this, then that's not good. But so far, looking good. We're getting this nice pump here. Okay, another interesting thing to look at is this this graph here with it's the Bitcoin season versus altcoin season. One thing I've noticed is that typically when we're hitting a low, it's potentially a good time. I think it's a good time for me to buy altcoins because we got these lows right here in October, end of October, which ideally was the perfect time to buy altcoins, and Solana in particular, and Render, all the strongest altcoins, got a massive pump at the end of October for a couple months, and as these were heading up. But then once it got to the peak, then altcoins kind of paused out, you know? If you actually look at the altcoin graphs, Solana and everything. Now, it did get another pump here in March, and that was the Bitcoin peak. Altcoins did pretty well there. Solana did well. Now we've fallen off for a bit, and we got this big dip down to here, down into the Bitcoin season. Could that, and this is actually a higher low. If we compare it to this low down here, back in October, this is a higher low, and as long as this higher low holds, I'm thinking that's why I'm buying altcoins right now. I'm thinking we could be heading back up for another little altcoin season. Now, I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll keep you updated. It could be a month or two altcoin season here. I'd say 1 to 3 months. If we get this altcoin season, could be a nice one. All right. And I've said many times, the Solana astrology is looking very, very good in May through June. And if Solana continues to be one of the strongest altcoins, that could be very bullish for Solana and also crypto, also other altcoins. So we are still hanging out pretty low here, and let me know in the comments, but there's probably a decent amount of fear in the markets here. This is definitely a critical point right now in the markets, and we're dipping pretty low here, but as long as we don't go below 120 here, we should be pretty good. But I definitely want to see Solana and the altcoins start to get a pump here very soon. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes very close on this. I even have this alert here for Sol hitting 130, just to make sure that I have my eyes on the chart for risk management. Now, I know one strategy that I heard from one of my colleagues, he's a very good with TA, is he bought some down here. This is what you could do if you want to risk manage, is you can buy at the lows, which is easier said than done. And then once there's a 20% pump up, then the strategy is to sell 20%. When you get a 20% pump, sell 20% so you get take off some of that risk. And then the strategy is to put a stop loss below this level. So you could put a stop loss, or not. I can't give financial advice. So what I would do is I would put a stop loss below there. Yeah, because as long as we stay above 120, we should be sitting pretty. All right. Let's see if there's anything else I want to share. Let me look at the comments. All right. Ooh, we got some comments coming in here. Coming in hot. Good morning to Kevin in Florida. Oh, you want to talk about Ethereum? I'll be coming out with Ethereum video soon. Venus is besieged between Mars and Saturn for another week. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So could we be in this range for another week or more? Mercury retrograde doesn't come out of shadow until May 13th. So could we be trading sideways for until then? Possible. It's possible. All right. Still big on Sol. Me too. You didn't sell your ETH that you bought around one. Yeah. I do not think ETH is going to go down to the 1500 level again. Feel pretty good about that. Topping up your alts. Nice. For the Say astrology, I was not able to find the Say astrology because I was unable to find the Genesis block. If you can find the date and time of the Genesis block of Say on the blockchain, then I could do that for you. Otherwise, I haven't been able to find it yet. Shakeout before the big breakout, like it always did before Bitcoin 2x'd itself. Yes, I like that. It rhymes even. Shakeout before the big breakout. We could make a song, guys. We should definitely just make a freestyle song about crypto. Yeah, this could definitely be a shakeout before the big breakout. So that is what I'm feeling good about right now. I'm feeling hopeful. Now, as long as we don't get some crazy, weird, I don't know, events. Whoa, we are dipping here, guys, right now. So things are on edge right now. Markets are on edge. But, I mean, if anything I've learned in the last, how many years? 7 years in crypto is I want to do my best to buy around these levels. Now, it is times of maximum fear, so it is good to make sure to put those stop losses in. That's what I'm thinking. All right, guys. So I am going to be going into a lot more depth in my private calls around the Bitcoin, Solana astrology, the rest of the astrology for 2024, and also looking at participants' personal natal charts, astrology charts, and much more. And I'm also running a retreat in Bali, the beautiful, amazing island in Bali, in September 7th through 14th. It's going to be incredible. Guys, we already have 6 people signed up, and it's happening in September. So we only are going to have a few, I guess 4 more spots left, guys. They're going really fast. They're going like hotcakes. If you guys want to get in on that, click the link below. Join the Bali retreat. It's going to be incredible. I'm going to bonus you a one-on-one personal session with me. You're also going to get 3 group calls before the retreat. I'm bonusing all this high value information. The deal is incredible. You also get 7 nights stay in Bali. All right. It's going to be an absolutely incredible, life-changing experience. We're going to be talking about crypto, astrology. We're going to be doing breath work. We're going to be mastering our mindset and our crypto strategy. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. You're going to be able to network with amazing investors, conscious beings such as myself. I'm going to be there to mentor you throughout the entire process. We're going to be analyzing the astrology and the charts and just having an amazing time eating delicious food and connecting with one another, connecting with amazing people. All right. If you feel the call, click the link below, sign up. All you got to do is send in your deposit, boom, and your spot will be saved. All right. So check that out, guys. It's a pleasure coming on here, guys, with you tonight. It's nighttime here in Bali. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the beautiful world. Let me check the comments, see how we're doing here. All right, beautiful. Maybe some news coming bad. All right. Well, I think we already got the bad news most likely, but we will see. We did get the bad news about what's happening in the Middle East there. We will see. Time will tell if that was the local bottom there, or if the negative news is going to continue. But this is what I'm thinking. All right. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. Like the video, share it with someone who could benefit from it, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.